Hello viewers, welcome to Sierranetworkdiscovery in education. Me na Justice E.M. Tijan. Remember say we don't go place to place just for bring you exactly what's in the happen inside the education business na the country. Today again we dey na the SLTU na the Sierra Leone Teachers Union for know what's in this union they about and over the years how this union don't they operate and also for know the standing position of the union over the recent development of teachers and way name themselves Teachers Solidarity Movement where they advocate for better condition of service and presently then teachers then they say they're not going to go into the classrooms until then concerns and yeah with then raise come to light. Where we can now the union today since that this union also now a body where they advocate on teachers and business today we go on for know what's in position. Stay with me as we discover together. Hello, sir. Welcome to Sierranetworkdiscoveries Education. You can please tell your name and who that you be.
Mina Ibrahim Bankapoma Kamampunkabo. Mina the Vice President for SLTU Western Region.
Okay, sir. So you can please tell viewers how long you done serve as Vice President at this union.
This is my fourth year as Vice President, but I've been on the day now other executive positions down the ladder.
So SLTU as a union, somebody out there go day where go ask say what's in SLTU or what's in the mandate of SLTU. You know man, you go give a brief rundown of SLTU.
First of all, SLTU we get double mandate, but the core mandate of SLTU now for make sure say we advocate with government when are the employers of teachers for better conditions of service, salaries and other conditions. That's not the core mandate. Another mandate now for make sure say we give support to the teachers in areas in where they need support in terms of welfare. Like if a teacher die, like if teacher sick, serious sickness, we can help in that area. And we also support female teachers where they go now for higher education, because we want for strengthen the woman them, for build up their capacity, for let them come up, for be equal to the man them. And we also they help teachers in legal matters. If any teacher get problem where relates to in job, we need some legal support, we also they provide that kind of support there. And professionally, as an organization, we train teachers for make sure say we improve on their ability for deliver way then they teach, and for also make sure say we improve their competencies and their skills in the teaching profession. We do all that.
Okay, so as a union where they do all of these, so how this mandate here, how not only push this mandate for say the teachers and or the people and way una they care or cater for really they receive or they get them thing and that's what you mentioned.
Of course the teachers out there know for example in the legal aspect, we can use several cases them where the union don't team up by teachers them for make sure say the problem we then get, we pull them out of them problem. For example, there were cases at SLMB, Berry Street. There were cases at Congress, very recently safe. There were cases at this school and they call Komini, Napoti. These are just a few. There were cases of schools, FSSG. Convent self, you remember one time where the bishop been go lock the mouth and the principal. We stood by the principal and make sure. And there was a time where city council been retired 10 head teachers before time. We stood by them. We make sure say they reinstate them. Other case be happen at Kenema, for example, where they Okada then school picking them now one school. I not go name the school. Where person died there. The union support them people and they say that case they done. One other one are born. So many of them. So the legal support they know would they provide as long as it relates to the job. That's now one. Secondly, for the bursaries for women, they know all the one the way they go college where they apply for this bursary. They know say every year SLTU they maintain 100 female teachers and the various institutions them. Then they happen. And then they renew every as people then they come out, and so then they add per the list. Then they say they go. And the other thing they also know people the way they seek, we know one name names. Like that issue then an issue where Now where people them in the house, SLTU teacher, then they sick, then they do nothing, make would they bring and canamo to light. Then they something where they do quietly for just support the person, but then they give it cause now for the name, people. For example, where we colleague them in get some fire disaster na the school for the blind, then teachers and we go there, we give them support. Some of the colleagues they will be sick, like the late Mr. This principal now, Prince of Wales. Them in get for fly and go India. We help another teacher na Madia, yeah, and so many others. So the latest one convent and so on. So with the help in that drive, then they back they go. The other thing where teacher die, SLTU they go give pause, then they back they go. And the training very recently, the beginning of this month, now we just conclude the training for support women them on gender and for empower them for come up, because we move towards we election very soon. We encourage the women them for come. So all length here they happen as we go along. Year in year out and they happen.
Okay, sir. So as a union way, don't they embark on the numerous things in here and they say yes, they're able to give, the people and way they get some for the best. So as a union, when I get body they want to work with as a union for say this one mandate and here so come to light?
Yes, inside the country, we get several body them. First of all, we work with the Ministry of Education. We work with the local governments there across the country. We work with UNICEF at some point. We work with Action Aid at some point. We also work with Education for All Coalition inside Sierra Leone. These are some of the body that we work with inside. Outside here, mainly now the Canadian Teachers Federation, we been get the Belgians, we been get England, but then with time they don't phase out for now. Not just the Canadian Teachers Federation we work with for the push programs then go before.
Okay, sir. So one latest thing or normal thing where always when they come up from the side of teachers then are like condition of service, and most of the times we see the different actions and where they can take, and presently we don't see who say, teachers then also don't rise back, they advocate on the same thing in the ASU. So as a union, how una don't take them concerns in here?
First of all, we always want for establish say any concern where teacher raise but in welfare illegitimate. We are not condemning their action. Rather, we just encourage them for let them come and team up with we. And sometimes they know what thing we they do and what we they go through as a union for encourage government for do what they get for do for teachers. So normally where they can come then team up with we, then see how we they struggle with government, and they able to appreciate what in government, what in the union they do. For example, in the past we been get concerned teachers. We struggle with government, we able to get what you get, but after that struggle, then see what in the union they do. Concerned teachers, they're able to come on board, serve the executive of the union. We encourage them for come on, because if you get leadership potential, we encourage you for let you come and take up leadership. Then they go help for strengthen the union. Same way, so we get another one they call voice of teachers. Instead, after some time, we struggle till we get what you able to get. Now they don't pipe down. This one don't grab back. We welcome them, and as recently as on Sunday, that was yesterday, we hold a meeting with them, and we able to understand. We say, what are your concerns? Then bring them forward, and we tell them, say, ladies and gentlemen, then concerns are not new to we as a union. We give them proofs, documentary evidence for sure. Say, then Tiana team them where we always they put forward before government, and way back as last year we don't pressurize government for law come back na the negotiating table where we get a body where they call Teaching Service Trade Group Negotiating Council, where we get 12 members from the SLTU and 12 members from the employers panel, 24 plus a chairman and a secretary. So this body now they negotiate terms and conditions of service for teachers. Until this body sit down, we're not going to do nothing. So we encourage government with this pressure now. We believe say government go now see reason for say, hey, that's what they tell them say this TIF will not take action, it not go born good picking. Now it don't begin happen so. So of course we welcome our brothers they move. Because if we dey tell government say na this, na this, na this, they not listen to we now, then they hear am from the teachers themselves. I mean, na just a proof of what you be they tell them, and I believe say this go give reason now for let them take what you dey talk seriously.
Okay, sir. So this particular one, teachers solidarity movement, I believe say that's not the name we didn't get themselves, and then they don't come with any concerns in here and then say then concerns in here like how you likely say. Not to today they don't engage any concerns in here, but this one in particular, then say until waiting then advocate for, come to light before ever they go into the classrooms, because presently I understand say then get a campaign where they don't launch say nobody or teachers enough for go na classrooms or na the schools, so how you feel say this go affect the union and also the teaching service?
As a union, this is not a thing we new to we, as I say. Each time a group come up, that's just a strategy for tell teachers for sit down. But we want for encourage with colleagues them for let them know say, in as much as the concerns that we then raised and legitimate, the path and the method we then take right now is not correct. And so we dey encourage them for go back to school, because if they sit down, it go affect teaching. And as we dey speak now, all the public exams now this time then dey. On the 7th, we will get the NPSC. After that, we will get WAS the same month, May to June. And then afterwards, you get Beke. So if there is a disruption in the school system, now we don't work safe as teachers with the derail. Because then tell us on the 10 days where you go for revise with your picking them, do the latest touches so that they go put them in a very good stead for face the exams. If now you down tools, it's like you don't scatter all the work you don't do for the year. If the picking results not come out fine, the blame go come back to we as teachers say, una be don't start for work fine. At the end of the day, una scatter una work, look how the results then come out. So, and if at the end of the day, we get what you want, government give you what we want, that thing what we don't do to the picking, we're not able to go back and correct her. We don't do and done. The classes where the picking them don't miss, the knowledge, the skills and everything, and the opportunity where we go give them for let them do well on the exams, then go don't miss that day, and then go don't miss a whole year, leading to some of them for make them repeat. So we ask we colleague them based on this understanding that let them go back to school, but this team will come, we will continue for work with them and pressurize government for let them do what we want.
So any response on there from the government angle towards this whole thing where the teacher along is?
Yes. Let's call them a rapid response. Emergency meetings them be hold across the country on Saturday, you can imagine, where then get the information on Friday. Saturday, then call we to meetings across the country. Every district, we go to the meetings on districts, and yesterday, Sunday and today, they hold the meetings. So that they tell you, say, government don't begin respond. Another response way become some teachers and want hold meetings on side the police and go then disperse them. We they encourage the police them for let they allow the teachers them for hold the meetings, because then concerns then legitimate. The only thing we ask we colleague them for let them comport themselves, let them be peaceful. Let them go back to school after them concerns, let them bring them concerns there to we forward them. Right? That's all we want to say. But let them not intimidate anybody, let them not arrest nobody, because person, me brother, the situation is bad off. Me, I can always give myself as an example with 30 years of teaching, and as head of school as we they speak, my salary na 1.7. You know they do for feed me family for the 1 meal for the day. You know they do. Because now with the manage, na something like 2.1, 70,000 now they eat per day. Just the meal, lunch, breakfast no they, dinner no they, the 1 meal. So in a desperate situation like that, who's how they pull money now for parents? Who's how they pull money for pay me picking and school fees? Who's how they pull money for medical? Who's how they pull money? You know, all these things. So we are in a desperate situation. And when somebody desperate, it can do anything. I want let the government understand this. Let the forces they understand this. Let them left the teachers then suffer. At least let the teachers then grumble. Because if somebody they face some kind of you they suppress and back say enough for grumble, enough for call meeting, let event in anger, then it's like you they inflame the thing, right? So this now that we want for talk to government, then they respond, and we also at that meeting we request that we will hold a meeting with the minister, and we also don't write a letter to the secretary of the trade group negotiating council for let them reconvene the council. Let we go table the issues here. Let's try trash them as soon as possible so that things then go normalize.
Okay, sir. So in all of these, and as a union where they try for strike compromise, with the teachers for CC, this not affect the educational system. Una CC, governments ready for that willingness for listen to them concerns and where the teacher they don't raise any willingness there from the side of the government.
For now, I not go say, but for the fact say, then don't begin call we, meaning that they show some amount of willingness. And this afternoon, one of the director they call me. If they don't call we for schedule the meeting with the minister, meaning then they show concern. And it tell we say the minister don't indicate say want for meet with we as soon as possible. I think saying that the dates no more they're not able for fix yet. As soon as they fix that, they will call we. This back they show willingness. And before this time, the council don't see them. In 2018, we'll be able to conclude something with government without negotiating council. Government give it 30%. We be request for 100%, then give it 30% of them. We say, okay, we'll accept them and see, based on the situation. But now the economic situation don't make that increment say no meaningful anymore. So now that make from last year, we don't begin call government back, say, hey, una law can't see them back. That year una been put, then it don't go. It's not meaningful anymore because for that teacher get for something like the lower rank 1 million, 1.3. Now me they talk about 1.7, so right? How about the one where they get 1 million? You have those, and then they in the majority, my brother. So in a desperate situation. So we want for big government for let we not delay this thing. Otherwise, you go able for encourage your membership for patient at some point. But they reach a point, sometimes they go like now. So, most times then they blame we say we they sell out to government. If they reach a point now, we they take the bull by the horn and we not go and reach that level there.
Okay, sir. So as the vice president of the union and looking at the situation presently, whose kind of recommendations and or what message you want for give out there where go couch sanity, in the whole situation like this?
The first message you I want for give now that government for try for call we. If the teachers then here say we don't begin negotiation, then they go pacify them. They go make them able patient for wait and listen. Especially so where this group will come, we ready because they can come, even though they're not a part of the negotiating council, we can come, then can be observers who will they go up on the negotiation. So then they go back with the message and then they go help. Secondly, like I said just now, let them left the teachers them alone. If they begin intimidate them, they begin threatening, they go worsen the situation. Thirdly, they talk to colleague teachers for let them continue for patient. This group, let them continue for work with the union because the union is the only recognized body for negotiate on conditions and salaries and terms of conditions for teachers. If they not work with the union, we not go able to achieve them. And I believe say the one them if government not ready for help, we go gladly for let with the fight among we self. Then sit on the watch. Let that situation they not be. As teachers, let's work together and let we able to achieve what you achieve. And the last one, for let we encourage we colleague them, for let them patient a little more, go back to school, do their work normally, and see waiting will come out of waiting don't start so.
Isaac, thank you for talking to us, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. God bless you.
The person where you just listen and watch now, Mr. Ibrahim Bankapoma, the Vice President for Sierra Leone Teachers Union Western Region. we don't highlight exactly within na the mandate of the union, and also don't throw some lights over the issues of teachers and way they advocate for better condition na the country. Well, me will bring you the program. Me na Justice E.M. Tijan. I want to say beaucoup thank you to my executive producer Dr. Aissatou Kakejalo and to my cameraman Samuel Bright. So till we meet again to another Discovery in Education, I want to say salam.